Hi folks, this is a video to accompany your understanding of section 5.8, quadratic modeling. This one deals with writing a quadratic model given data, lots of data like we have here. This is entirely with your calculator, so you can put your pencils down unless you're taking notes on this, and just grab your calculator and hang on tight. Here we go. So first of all, notice here that there's 4 lines, but it's really just one set of inputs and outputs. The inputs go on lines 1 and 3, and the outputs are on lines 2 and 4, just so you see how this goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of these points like this all the way down, and we're going to plug those into our calculator in lists 1 and 2. So the way that we do that is I'm going to push the stat button, which is right there. And I'm going to choose number 1, which is edit, so I'm going to hit enter. And now I've already done this, so you don't have to see me typing all this stuff in. Under L1, these are all your inputs. And under L2, these are all your outputs. And the thing that it's important about this, I mean, you want to make sure you get all your data in there correctly anyways. But a quick way to check, and you might have missed 1 or 2 as far as like getting them accurate. But these are the same length, and that's going to be really important. Otherwise, we're going to get some errors when we're trying to graph here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to take a look at the graph and see what this thing looks like. So I'm going to go into my y equals, which I need to clear out. And notice how there's nothing there. Well, I'm not graphing a function yet. I'm just graphing some points. So really what I want to do is I want to turn plot 1 on. There's 2 ways of doing that. While I'm here in this mode, I can just go up to plot 1 and hit enter, and now plot 1 should be highlighted. Plot 1 by default is probably going to have list 1 and list 2 as your as points to go ahead and plot. If that doesn't quite work, you can go second and then y equals, and then if you notice it says plot 1 and it says L1 and L2, and now I have this turned on. The others are off. So now that I have those, my data's in there, my plot is turned on. I go to my graph, I still don't see anything. The reason being is the data set that we have is outside of this viewing window. A quick fix is to hit zoom, and I believe it's number 9. I want to go down a little bit, and I'm looking for Z stats, and there it is. I went a little too far, number 9. And what this does is it will go and look at the plots that you have turned on, and it will make a pretty decent window given that data, which it looks like it has. So onto our data here, it looks like we have a nice parabola shape going on here. I know I kind of fudged that one. I didn't draw particularly well. But indeed, our data is quadratic in nature. So it makes sense, actually, for us to write a quadratic function. So it's good to just to check that and make sure it doesn't look like a line or something else. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We want to have the calculator calculate the quadratic equation for us. So this is what we do. We're going to push the stat button, and then we're going to go right over to calculate. And there are different what are called regression equations. We want the one that does a quadratic regression equation. Well, guess what? It's the one that says quad reg. So I'm going to choose number 5 here in a second. And when I do, it's going to bring me back to my home screen, and it's going to say quad reg. I haven't run this yet. I now need to push enter so that it will go ahead and do its calculation and find out what A, B, and C are supposed to be. So notice how it's giving us our standard form right there, and then it's telling us, hey, A is this lovely looking decimal. I'm going to cut off the last couple of digits there. B is this next piece here, and then C is this next piece here. I'm just going to grab a couple decimal places. But I'm going to go ahead and write that down, and that's really the tough work right there. It's just having the calculator find A, B, and C for us. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those A, B, and C values, and I'm just going to write them in my standard form. A was about negative 0.0082 x squared. B was about 0.7459. And then x, and then my C value of 13.47. And there's our quadratic regression equation that we get entirely using the calculator.